Fresno Mayor pushes for a Big 12 invite for the Fresno State Bulldogs. And Mike Gundy throws out a possible solution for the instability around college football. Welcome to episode 180 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, subscribe to our channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. Let's first get to the Mike Gundy possible solution. What do you think? Put down your comments in the comments section below the video. Mike Gundy claims college football needs lengthy contracts for players by David Hookstead. This comes out of the Tulsa World, an interview with Mike Gundy. We've been throwing around this possibility since we started this YouTube channel. Mike Gundy thinks he has a solution for fixing college football and mobility of players. With the transfer portal and NIL, players have more freedom than ever before. On one hand, that's a great thing. Players can cash in and earn lots of money, whether they ever played in a snap in the NFL or not. Absolutely. There have also been some unintended consequences. Players are hopping in the portal all the time to chase better offers and more money. Everyone knew it would happen, but the rate we're seeing it now wasn't what people were expecting. Mike Gundy floats contracts for players. With college football starting to resemble the NFL more and more, the Oklahoma State head coach wants to see multi-year contracts as an option. Great players coming out of high school, highly recruited players, could sign one-year deals, while lower recruits could try to lock up a spot for several years. That's what we're going to now. That's the only way that we're going to have a chance to manage rosters, Gundy explained when talking about his idea for lengthy contracts, according to Tulsa World. I've suggested it. I don't know if anyone listens or cares, but high school kids ought to have an opportunity. So you want a 4-year deal? Sign a 4-year deal. But you're bound to that 4-year contract unless your head coach says he'll sign off and let you go, the popular Oklahoma State coach added. Gundy made it clear. He truly believes contracts have to be the way things are moving forward. Until they come to contractual agreements in recruiting, that's what we're going to have to do as coaches. That's the downfall right now. We don't really know how to manage our numbers because we don't know what we're going to be faced with, the leader of the Cowboys explained when talking about the pressures coaches might face. Will Gundy get support? Will any other coaches sign on to Mike Gundy's idea? Maybe. But it's clear coaches want something done. One day they could have several star players. The next they could be in the portal looking for better NIL deals. There's no question there's a ton of chaos, and the transfer portal is one of the main reasons why. Is handing out lengthy deals a solution? It's certainly a bold suggestion. Well, it's something we've been talking about here since the start of this YouTube channel, August of 2022. We believe here at Peek Around the Corner that these student athletes will become, at some point, professional. They're going to have some sort of contract in a collective bargaining agreement, a CBA, with the conference or the university or both. These student athletes will need to be protected somehow in some way. They're going to need a collective bargaining agreement, somebody that represents them. To get an agreement, we got medical care, a whole bunch of things have to go into it. And these players, these student athletes, yes, coming out of high school, I think they should have the option, right? It's part of the recruitment, right? Sign a 4-year deal, sign a 3-year deal, sign a 2-year deal. Sign a 2-year deal with student athlete option. Sign a 2-year deal with coach option. Can do this a whole bunch of different ways. But at the end of the day, the players, the student athletes, they get represented. The game itself will have more stability in it. You're going to have, you need to establish some guardrails. Don't take away the freedom of the student athletes, right? Don't take away that freedom. They get to choose what contract they can sign. They can go for the best deal. They can get the NIL money going into that university, But this will stop the poaching from one school to another when that player hadn't even gotten into the transfer portal yet. That has to stop. This is a solution for that to stop, right? Contracts. If you got to play with a 2-year contract, you know as a coach that he's in his second year, he's doing great, you want to sign him up for more, that player now will have the option. Do I stick with this program or do I go to another? Do I chase the better dollars, better opportunity, better location, better for my family? That's the freedom we want for the student athletes, but we also need to have some sort of guardrails around the sport to make the sport better and better, especially around competition, because competition is what we truly are selling in college football. The competition that we love so much in college football. Put down your comments and thoughts in the comment section below the video. Let me know what you think about Mike Gundy's statement. Now, Outkick also has an article out on Fresno Mayor pushes for Big 12 invite for the Bulldogs. Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer wants to see the Bulldogs join the Big 12. Fresno State has been floated as a possible addition for the Big 12 and further expansion talk. The Big 12 has been clear it wants to expand to the West Coast to add an extra time zone. Florida State could be the program Brett Yormark ends up snatching and stealing from the Mountain West Conference. If Dyer has it his way, if the mayor has it his way, Fresno Mayor, Fresno State will absolutely join the Big 12. And he sent letters to mayors in cities that host a Big 12 team seeking their support for expansion. He revealed it in an interview with ABC 30. We've earned our way there. Now it's just a matter of getting others to believe in us like we believe in ourselves, the Fresno Mayor explained. Is Fresno State bound for the Big 12? The belief for a long time that the Big 12 would target the Pac-12 for expansion, that might still happen. It's too early to tell whether or not the Pac-12 will survive given the lack of a new media deal. However, it appears the waters are a little less choppy, at least for the time being. That means the Big 12 needs to start looking for other options. Fresno State is a large university with resources, an enrollment north of 20,000, and it's in a city with a population that's more than 500,000. If the Big 12 is locked in on going west no matter what, the Bulldogs are certainly not a terrible option. The Pac-12 still remains the Big 12's top priority. Don't get that twisted. If Brett Yormark can steal some Pac-12 teams, he's going to do it. However, he must shift to a plan B for his conference. Fresno State makes a lot of sense. I agree. If Yormark needs to go to a plan B, and he's only going to go to a plan B if plan A plays itself out and no Pac-12 schools leave to the Big 12. If Yormark has to go to a plan B, Fresno State is not a bad option. I am not sure Yormark's willing to do it, but it's really not a bad option at all. Remember, Brett Yormark wants to become a national conference. He wants to go all the way from the east to the west. He wants that fourth time window. He's trying to poach Gonzaga. He's trying to get Gonzaga to become part of their basketball conference, that great conference in the Big 12. He wants Gonzaga to be the basketball content for sometimes during the year, that fourth time slot. It also would do the Big 12 good if they could get a team in California. Right? If he can't get San Diego State, if he can't get the Pac-12 schools, I think the Fresno State is the next best option. Now, I know a lot of Big 12 fans have told me in our phone calls, during our live shows, and our comments in DMs, they don't want Fresno State. They don't want them. Even if they fail to poach any Pac-12 schools and they just grab Gonzaga, they just want to stick at 12. They don't want to go and grab Fresno State. What are your comments on this? What are your beliefs? Should Yormark have Fresno State as plan B if plan A doesn't work? I think it gives him a lot to think about, because I know Yormark wants to get to that fourth time window. He wants to have a history of it. He wants to have some school out there, play some of their games, some of their content in the fourth time window, basketball and football. So then in 5 or 6 years from now, when Brett Yormark does more meeting negotiations with his current media partners for basketball and football separately, he can point to the fact that the Big 12 has done it, been successful at it, and hopefully has given his current media partners some good ratings. So I think Fresno State is a viable option at this point. Very viable for a plan B for Brett Yormark. Again, give me your thoughts and comments. Agree with me, disagree with me. Let me know. I read them all. Hang with us here at Peek Around the Corner as we cover the Fresno State story. Of course, players getting contracts, that's still quite down the road, but it's coming sooner and sooner and sooner. It is going to get here. That's one of the big changes that's going to happen here in the new world of college football and of college sports. So hang with us here at Peek Around the Corner as we cover these stories and so many others. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.